Kenny Green, raw perspective, concrete and steel, keeping it good and raw. Hit them subscribes. Unity for the community. Always remember that. I got to talk about Gervonta Davis. For those of you who don't know who that is, he's a world champion, boxing legend. He puts in that work. He's about it. And right now, he's on the run. They say the U.S. marshals are tracking him, trying to locate him. They got it in this article that rumors are he ran to Cuba. He fled to Cuba, right? His charges are domestic violence charges. I guess there was a claim that his ex-girlfriend said she was attacked by him in the parking lot. And right now they're saying they have video footage to confirm that attack, right? Also, there was other attacks where he made of attacks in the house, allegedly, right? Because we don't make no one guilty. We don't make no one guilty until it's proven guilty. Remember that, because a lot of times we see things in TV or we read articles or the news and we automatically make a person guilty because they are charged and allegedly someone claims that something happened, but it has to be proven. So remember that. But I like to talk about Gervonta Davis because to become the legend, the architect in the boxing world that he has become, it took a lot of discipline, right? It took a lot of discipline. But even in discipline, you still have to master your emotions. And I'm going to say this because I see a lot of the younger people and some of the older people. They get emotional. They get emotional and they do things that they regret. Domestic violence, you're going to jail. You are going to jail. And understand this, right? To a lot of men and women, you don't own the person you're with. We claim each other. We do this, but her sex is her sex. Your sex is your sex, right? You come up with an understanding with people that you could live with. Because if someone does something and then you take to violence, thinking that's going to stop them, you're going to get a charge. And like Too Short said in the song, be intelligent when you put things in check, because when you get ignorant, you get treated that way. And then you're in jail with nothing to say. So what I'm saying, because I see this, a lot of people just lose it. They kill people. They throw people out of windows because they're emotional. And when that emotion comes back in balance, you can't take back the act, the deed. I feel for Gervonta Davis because, I watched him, come through the ranks and he put good work in. And a lot of times, understand, a lot of people need conversation. You be a certain age, but that don't mean your maturity in the social world is on that level. And sometimes we have to talk to people because we measure people based on he got this, he's this, or she's even. But what about their maturity in reference to their emotion? It's not a feel good, watching a young black man, come from the, streets, the hoods of Baltimore, build himself up. A couple of people grabbed him up and put him in the direction that he needed to go and gave him the fortitude, discipline. And he won. He won in life. He was talking about retiring and, like anything, he get him a woman, have some children and whatever like this. But sometimes in relationships, there's going to be differences in understanding, differences in thought. And we have to be mature how we handle it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a conversation can settle a lot of things, It's not going to always be what you want, what you think it should be, and how you think it should be. But one thing I know, and I say, sometimes let things play out a little bit. Don't get too emotional. Don't use violence, you know what I'm saying? Because once you strike each other, it's a different game. It's a different game. And, even when things get better, certain harsh things will be remembered, maybe name calling, physical abuse, So when you love each other and you say you do and you care about each other, think about what you want to do and don't want to do. You don't want to intentionally hurt someone you love, whether it's verbally or whatever. Sometimes you just got to walk away and air out. And, you have to master yourself, because if you don't master yourself, not only in the emotion, just self, period, it's not going to be a good life for you, because the world has a lot of trip ups and hiccups. And if you react to everything that bothers you or doesn't agree with you, you're going to make your road very hard. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying, man, to the people out there that this applies to, just try to get master of self and don't be violent. Don't be violent. It's a way to articulate your situation. And sometimes the best thing is to walk away. Walk away, give things air, give things some air, and let patience be part of the virtue you operate in. Let some things play out. Think about it, right? There's an emotional maturity that you need to live in. Otherwise, it's going to be hard for you out here. If somebody don't do something you like or want, if you can't have it your way, you're going to probably react emotional, and you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for that. And right now, at one time, domestic violence wasn't as heavy as a charge legally like it is now. But make no mistake about it. You have to contain yourself. Young people, old people, there's a lot of people that intentionally will trigger you to get you off your square, to put you in the headspace that maybe you're going to do damage and mess up your life. And once you mess up your life, it's hard to put it back on track. So all I'm saying, just giving up some game, some understanding about life. Don't be too emotional. Passion is one thing. Don't be too emotional that you're just going to blow off your top. You're going to do something reckless that you'll regret, because they got a lot of prisons waiting for people to fill them, concrete and steel.